The latest on the condition of Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, Guardians with a walk-off win, and Cavs training camp is now open. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Magnolia Clubhouse Sports Report. That's Scott Trella, that's Dexter Lowe, I'm Keith in Lakewood. We'll first start off with the Guardians, as once again in extra innings, the Guardians walked it off as Ahmed Rosario, pinch hitting in the bottom of the 10th, laced a double up the alley to give the Guardians a 2-1 victory over the Tampa Bay Rays last night at Progressive Field. For the Guardians, it was the 28th come-from-behind win, surpassing their previous record, which was set by the 1995 Cleveland Indians. Scott, what a great victory it was for the Guardians, as they are now American League Central Division champions.
Yes, it was, and boy, it stayed tied at 1 until the bottom of the 10th, and that's when Ahmed Rosario hit that single, and that enabled Oscar Gonzalez to score, and that gave the Central Division champs the win, and I know we were all celebrating because of that, and I just want to take a moment to show the shirt that was presented to me as we all celebrated, and but this was one of those games where it really was a nail-biter.
Dexter, how do you compare this team to the 1995 team?
Well, this 1995 team was more explosive. They had more big bats in the lineup, and their lineup could get you from 1 through 9. When you look at Sandy Alomar, he was the 9th place hitter on that lineup, and Paul Sereno, who had 37 home runs in that year, was batting 8th. That tells you everything you need to know about that lineup.
So compare that to the 2022 team.
There's no comparison. There's no comparison. The 94 Cleveland Indians offense was the best I've ever saw in my life as a Cleveland fan.
Scott, what do you think about the pitching? Do you think the pitching is comparable? Do you think the pitching is better now than it was in 1995?
It is better, but it's not like it's. 95 was just a dream season, and the pitching was just phenomenal. But the pitching is good, but it has gotten really a lot better. But it is good though, and sometimes it's been there, sometimes it hasn't. But lately, it's been on fire right now, and I think they want to rest a lot of their starting pitchers for the playoffs.
But you know what, Keith in Lakewood? When you look at the top 3 in 94, which was Oral Hershiser, Dennis Martinez, and Charlie Nagy, those 3 is better are better than the top 3 we got here. The difference, I believe, is in the bullpen.
Well,
the bullpen is absolutely fantastic.
But I will play devil's advocate because I can compare the pitching now with Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie, and Cal Quantrill, who will be your starters once the wild card round is set, and that will commence on October 7th. Yeah. Next up for the Guardians, they will finish this series with Tampa Bay before finishing out the regular season with 6 straight at home versus the Kansas City Royals. Moving on to the Cleveland Browns, where star defensive end Myles Garrett was involved in a serious car accident on Rural Road in Lake County. Dexter, what is the latest update on Myles Garrett?
Well, the last I heard was that he's day by day. He was held out of practice yesterday. He's supposed to be in practice today, in camp today. By the day or tomorrow, if he practice, he'll play. Me, myself, personally, I would sit him out.
I would too. Scott, the Browns are preparing to go down to Atlanta to face the Falcons. We got a win last week against Seattle. So how is this looking forward to this week in the matchup versus Atlanta?
Well, Stefanski's is not going to rule out their best defensive end yet. If Myles Garrett does not play, this could be a huge blow for the Browns defense. But he does not want to rule him out just yet.
Yeah, because Clowney's still walking around in the booth, and his status is still questionable going into this Sunday's matchup versus Atlanta. So we will keep abreast with that as this unfolds. So moving on to the NBA, where Monday was Cavs Media Day, where Donovan Mitchell was introduced to the public as Cavs training camp starts. Dexter, how does this shape up as far as the 2022-23 Cavs look?
I think we got 4 to 5 already named. Of course, 4 to 5. All 4 could be all-stars. My personal pick for the fifth star would be Isaac Okoro. But that's mine. What the coach said in an interview that it's between Okoro, LeVert, and Dean Wade. Those are one of those 3 I want to be the starter at the small forward.
Scott, the Cavs did re-sign Ricky Rubio. However, he is still on the injured list and probably will not return at least to December at the earliest. So how is the depth on the bench shapes up for the Cavs this year with Kevin Love returning to the bench?
Well, that's a biggie right there, Kevin Love, and hopefully their bench can come out and really be strong, even though Rubio is on the injured list right now. And I really think that this team with now Donovan Mitchell making this team a playoff contender, and because we're going to have Evan Mobley, and his brother Isaiah Mobley, and but those players off the bench can be a big factor in these games this upcoming season, and they are getting ready for their first preseason game against the 76ers on October 7th, and we are just 21 days away from the Cavs season opener.
Well, we cannot wait for that. So it looks like as far as the Cleveland teams, everything is shaping up for the stretch run. Congratulations to the Guardians for winning the American League Central Division title.
Yes.
And we are more than looking forward to October baseball this year.
According to Baseball Weekly, the Indians' best 4 prospects are still in Akron, Ohio. Guardians' best 4 prospects are still in the minor league system. That tells you how deep and talented this young team is.
If Terry Francona doesn't win Rookie of the Year, manager of the year, it would be a shame.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is a wrap for this week for Magnolia Clubhouse Sports Report. That is the final buzzer. I'm KIL. Scott, end it as we always do.
But before I do this, I want to mention I will be at the Indians-Royals game on Sunday, October 2nd, so I will see you there. And as I always end it with, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody.
3, 2, 1. We're done.
Good one. But I say that we got two of those 3 pitchers that started is going to be Hall of Fame.
Exactly. You're right.
Horseshine's already the Hall of Fame, and Martinez will become one too.
Well, eventually, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. We shall see how this works.
And I'm going with Cincinnati for tonight's game.
Okay.
Because they're playing in Cincinnati.
I know, but I'm leaning toward Miami because Miami's undefeated. And Cincinnati's been struggling, even at home. Cincinnati's been struggling this year. I'm leaning toward Miami to go 4-0 and stay undefeated.
Yeah, that very well could be.
Miami shocked me. Suddenly.
Miami's going to surprise people.
Yeah,
So I'm leaning toward Miami.